Hi everyone, it's Andy here. Today I'll be talking about the unemployment payment issues in Nevada, specifically around the Lost Wages Assistance Program. Hopefully, I'll show you that you're not alone, maybe in the delays around getting your payment, and more importantly, provide you some tips and tricks on how to get that payment or get information on it if you haven't got it. If any of the information here is helpful to you, please hit the like button, and to get more videos like this, please subscribe as well. There's more information and links below if you need any additional information that you'll see here as well. So as a reminder, everyone, the DETR, or the Nevada Department of Education, Training, and Rehabilitation, manages the payment of all the federal unemployment programs, including the Lost Wages Assistance Program. And so there has been a lot of frustration with the agency. I think it's been tough. They've been understaffed with all systems, but I know that a lot of the comments you'll see are around the DETR and lack of information. So hopefully the information you have here will supplement what you cannot find in your official account and official contact numbers over there. But like anything else, make sure you always check the official source for the latest information, and everything here should be considered as informational. I've taken a sampling of the hundreds of comments I've gotten here. A lot of them are, paraphrased a little bit, but they'll show a sense you're probably not alone in some of the comments you're getting, right? So the Lost Wages Assistance Program has paid the first 3 weeks. That was done in one batch. But weeks 4, 5, and 6 are still pending for a program that actually finished back in September. Most states, in fact, almost all states have already made all payments for all 6 weeks. And 6 weeks was the fully funded amount, even for Nevada, despite what you may be hearing. Unfortunately, people, are still not sure whether week 4 is, week 5 is, and, even week 6, which should be paid right now. And when they go online to their official DETR account, they can't even see if they've been paid. The yeses have all gone for some of the deductions. Some people have it. It was there a while ago, but it's just been very hard to get information, especially for these weeks 4, 5, and 6 of the LWA program. And each week is about $300. There's frustration around that people are dying. They're on the last bit of credit or money left, and there's obviously a lot of frustration directed towards the governor and the DETR, and some of it rightly so. I think it's just been really, really frustrating for a lot of people, as you'll see with the many comments on the main forum I have around this. And it's clearly being heard by, I think, on the state legislature, but just unfortunately, I think the old systems and the lack of funding has created a lot of these backlogs. And what makes this even more annoying and frustrating is that Nevada does get a lot of tax money, from the casinos, which are closed or very reduced capacity due to COVID, but they seem to be able to process those and manage those. But they tend to be really bad when it comes to state unemployment payments, and not just LWA, PUA, PUC have all been delayed in payments. And Nevada, unfortunately, ranks amongst the last in payments, and especially considering all 50 states with the Lost Wages Assistance Program, Nevada is, I think, the last, if not the last. I think only Alaska may be worse. But you'll see, I'll put a link for the full LWA table below, but it's not great. So there's a lot of frustration around that, the inefficiencies of payment of the LWA program. The last thing, which I think, which is probably the most worrying, especially given in this entire political scene we have, it's just, I think people are feeling that they're not getting a straight answer, which is just annoying. And the lack of transparency has been very frustrating for a lot of people. And, I can understand that. I don't think there's any inherent corruption. I just think it's just inefficiencies. And unfortunately, when people are talking about their livelihoods or the need for money to just have the next meal. So hopefully the answers here will help you a little bit with, the frustration you've been getting, why your payment's delayed or what's causing the issues in the payment, and, trying to get a hold of someone at the DETR. So the number one reason people are not getting payments is that they don't qualify for the program. Every week, all 6 weeks of the LWA program is separate. And, while the first 3 weeks were paid in one lump sum, weeks 4, weeks 5, week 6 are all being done as separate payments. And to qualify for those payments, you need to be getting that $100 minimum eligibility. That means $100 through other UI programs, PUA, PEUC, or your regular state unemployment, or even extended state benefits. You need to be at least getting $100 from those programs to get the LWA. And the main reason people aren't getting the extra $300 LWA is because they didn't meet that $100 threshold in the other programs. And you have to meet that for every week. You may have met it for weeks 1 to 3, but you didn't meet it in week 4, or week 5, or week 6. you won't get the LWA payment for that week. And the DETR is basically just not going to make a payment for you if you don't get it for that week. And unfortunately, they have not been very clear on their website or through their your online account that you're not getting a payment for that reason, right? Because there could be many reasons you don't meet that $100. You didn't certify, or you went back to work part time, for many reasons. But unfortunately, that's been one of the biggest challenges. It's not being clear, but that is the main reason people aren't getting their LWA payments for week 4, week 5, or coming up week 6, because they did not meet that $100 minimum threshold. Unlike the previous, $600 payment that was done earlier in the year, that had a $1 minimum threshold. This has $100, which is actually pretty high for a lot of people. And so if you didn't meet it for those weeks between first week of August to this week of September 5th, when the LWA program was being paid, for any of those weeks or 6 weeks, you won't get the LWA payment. And unfortunately, it's not always very clear from the DETR website that you didn't get it for that reason. The other one is, did you certify correctly? And this is actually one that's come up recently, and specifically around week 4 or week 5 is, you need to have certified that the reason for unemployment was because of COVID, and you would have got an email, or you would have got a letter. The email may have gone to your spam, but you have to certify the reason is yes. Some people are automatically being changed to a different status, and it doesn't relate to COVID, which means your LWA payment will stop. The one of the key criteria, other than the $100 minimum, was that you didn't get it because your job was due to COVID. And so if you didn't say yes, or the system is automatically changed, you won't get your LWA payments for week 4, 5, and 6. And so the only way to solve this is to call up someone in DETR, because you can't do it yourself, and make sure that you can change it to yes. And if you got the email and the link works for you, great, and you can do it. That's awesome. But the issue is, you need to call up someone to change it. And unfortunately, again, the DETR has not been very clear in telling people that this is the reason they didn't get their LWA payment. But this has actually come up with a few comments in the forum that is a cause for this issue. So, even if you certified correctly and you met the thresholds, it still has to be paid through the DETR's financial institution that makes these payments, which is Bank of America. And a lot of people have been reporting that it's taking several business days for Bank of America to post the LWA payments. So, even though it looks like, week 5 have been paid, weeks 4 has been paid, it's taking several days after that because of processing issues. So your payment's coming, it's going to take a while. And, this is probably just something you have to wait for, which is not helpful when you need this money to pay bills and buy some food. But this has also been a cause of issues for a lot of people. It's just the processing time, specifically if you're getting into your debit cards as well, which causes delays if your debit card is not valid or there's issues with that. So for either of these options, in most cases, if you've met the eligibility criteria, your account is active, and it still doesn't work, then the only option really for you is to call someone at the DETR. And that's been a challenge, is to get a hold of someone. With COVID, they're understaffed. They're trying to process a lot of backlog in claims, and everyone's frustrated in trying to get a hold of someone there. And so one option is work for someone is actually try and, when you call them up, 702-486-0350 is the number, and please double check this number and on their website, which will be in the links below. Always check you're calling a legitimate source. If you press option 2 for a new claim, you actually get through to a live person in a better, faster way than you would if you press option 1 for an existing claim or for other things there. I can't guarantee this will work, but I've seen a few people try this on the comments in the forum around this topic, and it seems to have worked better. So try that. Maybe it'll help you get through to someone, but you ultimately need to get through to a live representative to actually resolve some of the above issues, especially the one around certification. So I'm going to post, I have over 300 comments around this topic on the forum. I'll post links below, but, hopefully the above give you help to get an answer. Make sure you're eligible, make sure you certify. Hopefully it's not just a processing issue, and then, you want to get through to someone. That's the best option I've heard, to get through to someone at the DETR. Otherwise, please leave a comment on the video. Please like or subscribe it if it does help you, and I'll post some links to the actual forum where you can see some more comments, and maybe you'll find some information there that helps you get your payment as soon as possible. Thanks. Bye-bye.